Materialism will make you unhappy. So I've sort of come to the conclusion or realization that as I'm striving for wealth, but in actuality, what I want to achieve out of that wealth is security. Oh, no, undoubtedly. Family security, taking care of the family. But also, it's not material things. It's actually experiences that I want. For example, currently you can class myself as middle class. Like, I'm quite content with where I am, which is sort of goes against the, not doctrine, the beliefs that if you want to be successful, you actually have to be unhappy until you achieve that success. And even then, I think I heard something from Alex Hormozy, how the top performers like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, they don't actually want the success. They actually strongly hate losing or being unsuccessful. And that drive of not wanting to be unsuccessful is actually what makes them successful. So to say that I'm sort of content with where I am sort of goes against trying to be successful. But if you change your definition of success to being the control of your input or being the best version of yourself, the outputs will take care of itself. But anyway, back to materialism. What I want to get out of my wealth is to experience more things, because when I die, I cannot take the things that I bought, the things that I have, the things that I own with me. We are literally born with nothing, and then we leave this earth with nothing. So, as a society, we tend to place more value on things that are temporary rather than permanent. Which I will have some commentary, how as a Western civilization being rooted in Judeo-Christianity, in the Bible and as such, there's more value on things that are more permanent or long-lasting than things that are temporary. And I think we sort of have a custom as a culture that things should be permanent, or not permanent, should be instant. But due to it being instant, they're usually not as long-lasting. Like, how can I give you an example? I'd rather spend $10,000 or $20,000 or whatever amount you can name on a trip around the world, exploring the world and experiencing the beauty of the earth and places, rather than some car. Like, for myself, I believe in my lifetime I'll only own maybe one supercar. And even then, I'm probably just rent, because if I travel all the time around the world, there's no point in owning a car, because if I'm moving places, unless like you're in Europe where you can literally drive anywhere and you're in another country. But here in Australia, like, there's no point. If I'm moving like from Brisbane to Sydney, Melbourne, any of the major cities, there's no point having a car. And I can't take that car with me when I'm dead. Of course, I can give it to my children and my family, but that's another whole different discussion point about generational wealth and should you leave inheritance to your children. But what I can take with me is the experiences and memories I had exploring and traveling the world. That's probably more valuable to me than a car. Because even then, I can give you another example, like moving into this new house. Probably after a week or two, the appeal of being in a new house went away. Like, I no longer have that feeling of this is a new environment, this is exciting, this is like, oh, I'm so excited to be in this new house. Like, now it's sort of like the psychological thing of you have a baseline. Basically, something new, once you achieve it or have it, it just becomes your new baseline. Then you just no longer have the excitement. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing, like I'm satisfied with this house. But if you have that mindset of, I need to have the new thing, it's gonna make you unhappy. Because it's a chase, it's a desire. Instead of putting, because I'm going to put this in the context of wealth generation, instead of putting it into your education or investing it in yourself or investing it in experiences that you're going to take away with you with memories, and I overuse the word experience, but I'm going to use it. If you put it in like materialistic things, it's not going to make you any happier. Like, you cannot have something outside of you be the source of your happiness. It has to come from within. And even then, peace and joy should be the main things you should strive for. And those things have to be developed and worked at. It's a skill. It's not simply a product that can achieve you happiness. So I'm trying to live with as little things as possible. It's sort of like minimalism, but like, actually I'll pull this out in my journal. Where is it? This idea of, because I was reading Vagabond, which is like a Japanese manga. There it is. A Japanese manga about the historical figure Miyamoto Musashi, but it's a fictional retelling of his story. I sort of made like a journal entry about, I coined this term, like this is from Luke Belmar. I think he's mentioned digital stoic, but I've coined the term digital Ronin. Basically, I can sort of live this lifestyle where I don't have many clothes. I probably only need my laptop, my phone. My laptop, my phone, my Kindle, my microphone, headphones, earphones, a pillow, a journal, a camera, a charger, a bed, and simply not living anywhere permanently, but just going from place to place to place. Like, there is value in owning your own home. I'll probably own my own home once I have a family. Like, I'll buy it outright with cash, but currently, at the young age of 18, there's probably no reason to own a home. But in saying that, I can be very content with very little things. Like, I don't need to own so many clothes. I don't need to own a huge gaming laptop. I don't need to own any of these things. But, because I want to establish to myself, I do not need these things to be happy. Instead, where I get most of my joy and peace is doing my work and pursuing the best version of myself. It's the pursuit of betterment that will give me the most meaning and fulfillment out of life. So instead of trying to chase material things that will pass away and be gone even after your death, start investing in experiences, in your education, in things that cannot be taken away, in things that will make you better. Because that's going to make you more fulfilled, have more meaning in life. And instead of relying on something that's outside of you to make you happy, it's actually you choosing to be at peace or choosing to be joyful. It's going to make you, well, joyful and peaceful. And that's probably what we want to strive for. But again, negativity, I'll probably make another video. There is some value in negativity. Because negativity is energy. It's just a matter of trying to transform this energy, or actually having no judgment of this negativity, and just simply it is. What's the Newton's law? I think energy conservation. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred or transmutated. You can transfer you can make negative energy into positive energy. But again, that's for another video. So I hope this is me documenting my realization that just don't pursue materialistic things. Of course, you can have the one thing here or there, but don't have it be your sole purpose, because it's going to be empty. It's going to be a void. It's going to be a black hole. You cannot fill it, because there's always going to be something bigger or better. So perhaps reject the cultural emphasis on materialism, but still, like, for example, I was going to have a look at a watch, like a Seiko watch, like a Il Porco, or also collaboration. It's a animated film from Studio Ghibli with Seiko. I was looking at one of the watches, like $6,000. But if I'm making like 500 grand a year. What is 6 grand? What is 6 grand? And actually, I think it's rather than trying to pursue the status game, I'm psyched with this watch because I think it's cool, not because I think it's cool. But that's for another video. But I hope it helps.